Hey, Canucks fans, two Canadian teams are advancing the second round of the NHL playoffs. Do you think one of them has a better chance of moving on than the other? And do you have a rooting interest for either of these two teams? We're going to talk about that in a second. But first, good morning. I'm dressed like this. I know I look really, really good. All day bowling tournament today, a team tournament at Lucky 9. So I'm going to go there as soon as I'm done recording this vlog. Wish me luck. I'll update you tonight on how it goes. Bowling with Sean. Jacob's on another team this time. And then I'll update you tonight on my live stream. That's right, back to normal, or at least for tonight, 10:30 p.m. I hope you join me tonight right here on YouTube, where we'll talk not only about the bowling tournament, but about the NHL playoffs. Now, with the Toronto Maple Leafs win, 2-1 victory over Tampa in overtime yesterday, and the Edmonton Oilers last few minutes, last goal, I think with Yamamoto scored about 3 minutes left. Their 5-4 victory over the Kings. Both Canadian teams advance in 6 games to the next round, to their division finals. Toronto waiting to play the winner of Boston, Florida. That game 7 is today. Whereas we know that Edmonton's first round opponent is going to be Vegas, second round opponent is going to be Vegas, who vanquished the third Canadian team in the playoffs, the Winnipeg Jets. By the way, what do you think of Rick Bowness's comments and Blake Wheeler's retort? You could tell there's a big rift in that dressing room. It'll be fascinating to see how that plays out. Maybe I'll do another video about that. But right now, we're focusing on the two Canadian teams that are still in the playoffs. So let me know what you thought about both of their performances, and let me know what you thought about their chances going forward. We start with Toronto, Tampa. I do not root for the Maple Leafs. I don't root against the Maple Leafs. I actually do feel bad, or feel good now, for a lot of my friends, my co-broadcasters at SDPN, who have been Maple Leafs fans forever. And I get that this is their first win in 19 years, playoff series win. So I get the excitement and the euphoria that came from last night. I'm not going to knock Maple Leafs fans for being excited. I'm sure I would be just as bad, or just as excited, I should say, or even more so if it was the Canucks. So congratulations to Toronto Maple Leafs fans. I'm not sure how many of you are out there watching my channel, but a good series, a hard-fought series. All 3 games in Tampa went to overtime, but I think Toronto is showing more mental fortitude, for sure, a better mental game. And they certainly have the physical game between guys like Marner, Matthews, Riley, Samsonov's been good in net. And you just look at John Tavares really stepping up and was a difference maker in that series. And then Tampa didn't even play Tanner Jeannot, the guy they traded 5 draft picks for in the final game. So lots of questions there. But Tampa's a good run. They were 3 straight cup finals before this, and I think that adds up. That's, like I said, a full season. That's 80 playoff games that they had played aside from regular season games. So all to say, congrats to Toronto. I like their chances if they play against Florida. Their chances are okay if they play against Boston, because they have momentum and they have a couple of days of extra rest. But I still think they'll be the underdog if they play against the Bruins, and I think they'll be the favorite if they play against the Panthers. Well, newsflash there. So we will see what happens there. With regards to the Pacific Division, Edmonton, if I have to choose between the two teams, even though Edmonton is in our division, I think I'd cheer for Edmonton more than I would over Toronto. I don't dislike Edmonton like I do Calgary. In fact, I do like McDavid. I do like Draisaitl. I don't mind Hyman's game. I like Jack Campbell, even though he's not the one playing. So, we'll see how they do. That series is going to be tough against Vegas. I think they finished 2 points apart in the regular season. So I don't think there's a favorite there. And I think that's just going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be Vegas just destroyed Winnipeg. So, and they can put up goals too. And they put up a lot of goals against a good goalie in Connor Hellebuyck. So I expect a lot of goals in this series. I do think Edmonton's going to win, not just because I picked them on all my polls and stuff, but I just think now is their time to at least get to the conference finals. And who knows, it could be Dallas, or it could be Colorado or Seattle. Colorado and Seattle play in the other game 7. So that's crazy. 3 game 7s. We have Boston, Florida early, Colorado, Seattle later, and then tomorrow it's New Jersey and New York. So all 3 should be fabulous games. So I'm happy for the Oilers. I really am. I don't like Darnell Nurse, but I like Bouchard. I like some of their other players. I think Ekholm was a great pickup. So I do think Edmonton will beat Vegas, but I'll save it for my actual second round predictions once these 3 game 7s are done. But if I guess another question, I've talked about this on my stream before, if you're watching from Canada and you're Canadian, do you like it? Do you want a Canadian team to win the Stanley Cup? Or does it not matter to you? And for me, Hopefully I don't sound unpatriotic. I do not care if a Canadian team wins the Stanley Cup. I'd rather a team that I want, that I like, win it. Like, so Winnipeg is a Canadian team, and I like them. You guys know they're my second favorite team. And then I like Tampa and Colorado. Well, Tampa's out too, so Colorado's my only hope, and they might lose tonight too. So then maybe I do have to cheer for no. But I don't cheer for a team from Canada just because I live in Canada. That's just not my thing, not my MO. But I will say I will be, of all the teams that are left, if Colorado gets knocked out, I think Edmonton and the Rangers will be the two that I'll be most intrigued in, but both Rangers got to get through as well. So fascinating dynamic setup. Imagine, I know it's way too early to think this, but we could be heading towards an Edmonton-Toronto final, which would be absolutely crazy for Canada. Not sure what kind of ratings that would. Should draw good ratings. Toronto Matthews against McDavid, but we'll worry about that later. For now, it's McDavid against Jack Eichel in the Pacific Division final. Finally, with the Islanders' exit from the playoffs, we now know what pick we were going to get in the Bo Horvat trade, and now that pick is with Detroit. So we almost know it's going to be 17th or 18th. Obviously, the 16 teams that make the playoffs will pick between 17 and 32. 17th being the best, 18th being the second best, so on and so forth. Because the Islanders were the second by points, the second lowest team going into the playoffs, they were going to pick either 17th or 18th. Right, 17th for being the worst of the playoff teams, 18th for being the second worst. And they came in at 18th. It depends on Florida. If Florida loses today against Boston, Florida will retain the 17th overall pick, and then the Islanders, the Islanders will have the 18th overall pick. If, however, Florida beats Boston, by nature of them advancing one round, it bumps the Islanders up to 17th overall. So regardless, they're going to pick in the bottom half of the first round, but it's going to be 17th or 18th. It's not in the top 12, so it's not so that lottery protected pick, it doesn't mean a thing. So that pick is going to stay at 17 or 18. No choice to defer it into 2024. They have to use it this year. And remember, when the Canucks got that pick as part of the package for Bo Horvat, included Anthony Beauvillier, included Atu Ratu, and included this conditional first round pick, top 12 protected. Then the Canucks traded that pick and their third round pick to Detroit for first round and second round pick, so 2 picks in top 50. They traded those to Detroit for defenseman Philip Hronek and a fourth round pick. So we get a fourth round pick back, but we lose a first and a second. That was the cost of getting Hronek. Still not sure why they did it when they did it, but they did it. So just that's the way you can track it through. Came to us from the Islanders, then went to Detroit in the Hronek trade, and then Detroit will now pick. If I said the Islanders earlier, obviously that was a mistake. Detroit will pick either the 17th or 18th. I explained where the Islanders finished up, but that pick obviously goes to Detroit. Sorry if that was a little confusing. Detroit has our pick now, basically. It went from the Islanders to the Canucks to the Detroit Red Wings, and they'll pick either 17th or 18th with that selection. Okay, Canucks fans, hope that all made sense. I got to go get ready for my tournament, and wish me luck again. I hope to see you tonight at 10:30 p.m. Leave me a comment below about now that the draft pick has been settled for Detroit, not the Islanders. Let me know what you think about Toronto and Edmonton advancing to the next round. Always, I messed up there. I haven't done this in a while. I want to thank my sponsors, Van City Experts Real Estate, Perform and Transform, Personal Training, Weight Loss. And as always, subscribe, like the video, leave a donation, become a member, upgrade your membership, and definitely leave a comment down below. And I'll see you tonight at 10:30 p.m. Stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves, and take care of each other. Got to go hit some strikes. God bless, and go Canucks go.